Tucked away in the northeast corner of the U.S., there is a small town where tomorrow never comes. A quiet place with a majestic hall, a brick and mortar temple to the American game. Here, the warm glow of bygone days are collected and safeguarded for all time. Artifacts of greatness, legendary tools of a beloved trade. But whenever the present turns its eyes to the past, the most coveted treasures are the heroes.
Getting tougher and tougher as this game goes along.
The magnificent Yankee, number 7, Mickey Mantle. The greatest hitter that ever lived.
They throw one where I'm swinging, and I'll be swinging, might mean the old ball game.
Icons of our prized pastime, whose lives on and off the field have the power to change us forever.
Well, now here's Robinson coming into the picture. You see, the first colored fellow that ever came in. Belatedly.
Thank you very much, Mr. Rickey. I'm certainly delighted with my contract.
Strength with class. Determination wrapped in hope. Within these walls, you will find the pride of a nation.
Today, I consider myself the luckiest man on the face of the earth.
Our desire to overcome is personified here. And every now and then, hammered home.
He's sitting on 714. It's gone. There's a new home run champion of all time.
Our story lies within these walls. Triumphs of spirit alongside losses we'll never forget. But even the past is an ever-changing place. And once a year, cherished heroes welcome new ones to these hallowed halls. As we select these boys of summer to become men for all time.
Hey, what's going on, sports cards fans? Ray from Philly here, and welcome to the 8th annual 2025 Baseball Card Hall of Fame induction ceremony. Once again, this is the 8th year in a row that I've been doing the Baseball Card Hall of Fame, and it's been a lot of fun every year. It has grown astronomically each year. I can remember back in 2018 when I first did it, I received 40 votes. And the next year in 19, I think I received maybe 50 or 60 votes. And, you know, as the years have gone by, it's grown every year. So it's just been a lot of fun. And the votes were crazy this year. I'm going to go over how many votes were received this year, how many compared to last year. I'm going to thank a lot of people who helped me out again this year in the YouTube baseball card community. I couldn't have done it without all of your help. But it's just been, once again, a record-breaking, huge turnout year this year. Just a lot of fun. So without further ado, let's get started on the thank yous, and we'll go right to it. So first off, these are some of the channels so far that either had me on their channel or were on my channel to discuss their picks and to go over the Baseball Card Hall of Fame. First off, we had Alex Bowman 53. I was on his live stream on a Sunday night a few weeks ago, way back in the beginning of this. Thank you, Alex. Dr. James Beckett, who's been on quite a few years in a row now, given his expertise and his insight on and his picks as well, and given some great suggestions of how the Baseball Card Hall of Fame should move forward. So thank you once again for Dr. Beckett. Mike Moynihan, baseball collector, and Chris from Missouri for having me on Mike's channel for the Golden Age of Cardboard podcast to go over their picks. A lot of fun. Special thanks to those two guys for pushing this. Dylan, Double D Vintage, did a live stream a few nights ago. I know Dylan has a lot of fun with this, and so do I. Adam, Splendid Sports, he's the creator of the Baseball Card Hall of Fame website. He's keeping this thing afloat as well, so thank you very much, Adam. Chris Sewell, baseball card collector, investor, and dealer in that order, was on my channel about a week ago, and Chris mentioned it on his channel and gave a really big shout out and push for the votes to go up. So thank you, Chris. Two very, very special thanks to two guys, Greg from Midlife Sports Cards and Darren, Return to Collecting. They did a video last week, and let me tell you, outstanding video. I was supposed to be on with them, but I had previous engagement to do last Monday, and they recorded it without me, and they did an outstanding job. They pushed the heck out of it. And let me tell you, before they did their video and compared to after they released their video, the votes just went skyrocketing. So thank you to Greg and Darren of Return to Collecting Midlife Sports Cars. For Greg, thank you guys very, very much. Scott, Big Scott 35, I was on his live stream a couple Sunday nights ago. Thank you so much. I appreciate it, Scott, for having me on and pushing it. And to all the rest of the YouTube community for doing videos on their channels and with their selections. And I would be remorse without giving a special thanks to a couple of guys that were on the committee a couple years ago. That would be Mike, This Baseball Card Life, and Victor from the Rookie Card Specialists. They were part of this for a couple of years, and they helped us grow as well. So thank you guys to you too as well. Well, let's get to how many votes were happening this year. Last year, okay, before I get to that, last year there was 914 votes. Total record, okay? Like I said, in 18, I had 40 votes. In 19, I think I had about 60. It went up to about 80 in 2020. And then 21, it went to about 200, 300, 400. But last year broke all the records with 914 votes. And my goal this year was to try and two things: break the 914 votes and try and crack 1,000. So there's how many votes were reached this year. Biggest turnout ever once again. 1,337 total votes. Once again, a new all-time record turnout. 1,337 total votes. Just an unbelievable turnout. Thank you to all those guys that I mentioned that pushed us and pushed us and pushed us. This was a total group effort by the YouTube community, and I greatly, greatly appreciate it. So, are you ready to see the 10 cards that got voted in? First, let's go over the rules. I'm going to drag this out. The rules are as follows again. There's 40 cards total on the ballot. The top 10 voted cards get into the Hall of Fame. The bottom 5 voted cards get removed from next year's ballot. So for the 2026 ballot, and I will go over the cards that were in the bottom 5. And then in between cards 11 to 35, they will get kept on the ballot for 2026. Real simple. So the top 10 voted cards get in. Cards 11 to 35 will stay on the ballot for next year. And then cards 36 to 40, the bottom 4, will be bumped off of next year's ballot. Are you ready? I know you guys are. Let's get to it, to the 10 cards inducted to this year's Baseball Card Hall of Fame. The card with the 10th most votes, which had received 397 of the 1,337 votes, is the 1922 American Caramel Babe Ruth card. 10th most votes, 397 of 1,337 votes, a percentage of 29.7%. So this is the third Babe Ruth card that's been inducted into the Baseball Card Hall of Fame. So congratulations to the 1922 American Caramel Babe Ruth card. The card with the 9th most votes, and by the way, there's no ties this year. Great, that's good news. Last year there was a tie. There was cards that were 9th and 8th. This year there's no ties. So the card with the ninth most votes, which had 409 of the 1,337 votes, is the 1909 T206 Cy Young Glove Shows card. Ninth most votes, 409 votes of the 1,337 votes, for a percentage of 30.6% of the votes. Congratulations to the T206 Cy Young Glove Shows. This is the first Cy Young card ever to be inducted into the Baseball Card Hall of Fame. The card with the eighth most votes, which had 427 of the 1,337 votes, is the 1990 Upper Deck autograph card, Reggie Jackson. This was the first ever chase card, first ever autograph card that you could pull from a pack. It had the eighth most votes, 427 of the 1,337 votes, a percentage of 32%. The card with the seventh most votes, which had 478 of the 1,337 votes, is the 1938 Gowdy Heads Up Bob Feller card. With the seventh most votes, 478 of the 1,337 votes, a percentage of 35.8%. We're getting to the nitty gritty now. The card with the sixth most votes, which had 507 of the 1,337 votes, is the 1909 Ramley Walter Johnson card, with the sixth most votes, receiving 507 of the 1,337 votes. Unbelievable card. This card's been on the ballot for quite a few years. Probably, I think this is the third or fourth year on the ballot. We're now cracking the top five, guys. The card with the fifth most votes, which had 519 of the 1,337 votes, is the 1968 Topps Johnny Bench rookie card. With the fifth most votes, 519 of the 1,337 votes, a percentage of 38.9%. Johnny Bench has the 1969 Topps card, his second year card that got in before the rookie. So now this is Johnny Bench's second card into the Baseball Card Hall of Fame. We're now cracking that top five. We're going into number four. The card with the fourth most votes, which had 561 of the 1,337 votes, is, shout out to Mookie Chilson, the 1967 Topps Tom Seaver rookie card. With the fourth most votes, receiving 561 of the 1,337 votes, receiving a percentage of 42%. Finally, Mookie, the Tom Seaver rookie, is in the Baseball Card Hall of Fame. Now, the top three cards. The card with the third most votes, which had 577 of the 1,337 votes, is the 1888 Goodwin Champions Cap Anson card. Third most votes of 577 of 1,337 votes, a percentage of 43.2%. Cap Anson had a card last year, the old Judge card, that not only did it not get inducted, not only did it not continue onto this year's ballot, it actually got bumped off. But this was the Cap Anson card that you all voted, that you wanted in. Congratulations to the 1888 Goodwin Champions Cap Anson card. Beautiful card, beautiful set. This is actually the second card from that set, the other one being the King Kelly. Okay, top two. The card with the second most votes, which had received 580 of the 1,337 votes, is the 1934 Gowdy Hank Greenberg rookie card. Shout out to B. Roth 6. Second most votes, 580 of the 1,337 votes, receiving a percentage of 43.4%. So there you have it. There's the 9 cards so far. Let's end it right there. No, just kidding. I know you guys have been waiting for this one. This is the number one card. The moment you've all been waiting for. The card with the first most votes this year, which had received 674 votes of the 1,337, is, drum roll please, the 1941 Play Ball Joe DiMaggio card. First most votes with 674 of the 1,337 votes, a percentage of 50.5%. There you have it. There is your 10 cards elected into the 2025 8th Annual Baseball Card Hall of Fame. Let's go over that list one last time. Let's make this a little bigger. As you see, at number 10 was the 1922 American Caramel Babe Ruth card with 29.7%. At number 9, the T206 Cy Young Glove Shows with 30.6%. The 1990 Upper Deck Autograph Reggie Jackson card with 32%. The 1938 Gowdy Heads Up Bob Feller with 35.8%. The 1909 Ramley or Romley Walter Johnson with 38%. 1968 Topps Johnny Bench rookie card at 38.9. 1967 Topps Tom Seaver rookie with 42%. 1888 Goodwin Champions Cap Anson card with 43.2. 1934 Gowdy Hank Greenberg rookie card with 43.4. Look how close that is. And at number 1, the 1941 Play Ball Joe DiMaggio card. Now, let's see if I can. All right, the other way's bigger. These are the cards that are going to continue on for next year that finish between 11 and 35. Look at some of the cards, the first 5 of the cards on the outside looking in that just barely missed it. The 1925 exhibit Lou Gehrig received 27.5%. And by the way, I've watched this voting every day. Lou Gehrig was in the top 10 every day until the final weekend. It got bumped out in the last few days. I thought for sure the 1925 exhibit Lou Gehrig rookie card would make it in. The 1968 Topps 3D Roberto Clemente finished 12th, so it was 2 places outside. Last year, I think it finished around 13th, so it did move up. And again, at 13, the 1991 Upper Deck Michael Jordan card received 24.9%. That card, I just know that card's going to get in eventually. It's been very, very close for the last 2 years in a row. At number 14, a card that made a huge jump this year was the 1950 Tola Terrace Josh Gibson. At 15, first year card on the ballot, great first year on the ballot, the 1951 Bowman Whitey Ford. And then the rest of the cards, you have at 16, the T206 Tris Speaker. Here's an interesting card. The 49 Bowman, Roy Campanella, last year was in the 20s. This year finished 17th. So the Campy rookie is moving way up the list. The 90 Lee Frank Thomas, the 84 Fleer Update Clemens. Rounding out the number 20 is the 36 Diamond Stars Jimmy Fox. And the rest you can see there. Lefty, Steve Carlton. Last year, Steve Carlton finished 35th. So it barely made the continuation of being on the ballot last year. So as you see at the bottom of this list at 35, Carlton moved up from 35th to 21st. So 14-step jump for Lefty this year. So hopefully Lefty will get in next year. He made a huge jump. First year card 41 play ball P.V. Reese did very well. Ichiro Pujols card, Crackerjack Grover Cleveland Alexander, the 68 Topps Tom Seaver, Roger Maris rookie, Barry Bonds rookie. First year Ted Kluszewski card was doing very well. And the Charlotte O's Cal Ripken still hanging in there. The Willie McCovey first year stood strong. O-Pee-Chee Tony Gwynn still hanging in there. 92 Bowman Mariano Rivera hanging in there. Sherry Maggie at 34. And the card that is last on the list that will continue is the 1912 Hassan Triple Folder Ty Cobb. Now, the bottom 5 that gets bumped off, unfortunately, to make room for new cards at 36, 1991 Topps Desert Shield, Chipper Jones, 1957 Topps, not Desert Shield, Don Drysdale rookie, and the 52 Topps Andy Pafko, not Desert Shield, typo there. 51 Bowman Monty Irvin, and the 71 Topps Dick Allen. Sorry, Mike. It was doing well, hanging in there for a little bit, but unfortunately, the 71 Topps Dick Allen, not enough to hang in to be in the top 35 to continue. So now, questions for next year. As you remember, last year I proposed questions if you guys wanted to have more than 5 cards from a certain player, to be on the ballot. And I did a pre-poll ballot this year, and you had voted no to cap it at 5. So here are some of the questions right now. Do we want to lower it to only 5 cards? Right now we have 10 cards getting in each year. Do you think it's going to start to get watered down by continuing to have 10 cards getting in each year? Should we lower it? An idea if we do lower it, and this will be questions that I will propose on the pre-poll ballot next year. Do we want to separate the eras? In other words, example, 1 year I can do just the pre-war, have from the 1800s to 1941, and the next year do a post-war ballot, 1948 to present, or do 3 eras, separating it, say 1800s to 1930, 1931 to 1980, and then a third era, like a modern era, 81 to present. And then also the suggestion I want to propose to you guys is adding a secondary wing to the Baseball Card Hall of Fame website, such as having a food and beverage section or oddball cards, include them, or just include them with the regulars. Do we want to include food and beverage cards in with the regular cards, or have a separate wing for food and beverage cards and that sort of thing for specialty type of cards? And let's see if I can move that out of the way here. And the other one, each year I'll still be voting with you guys on a pre-poll ballot to add more than 5 cards from a particular player. So those are some of the changes that I want you guys to think about. Do we want to keep it at 10 cards each year? Should we lower it to 5? If we do lower it to 5, do we want to maybe just keep it all together like we've been doing, or separate errors, having a pre-war era and a post-war, or do even more separation like 3 errors, or keep it the way it is and have everything together, but still lowering it to 5? So those are just some of the thoughts that and suggestions for next year. And I'll be doing a poll for what to add to the ballot. I'll be conducting that pre-poll based on all your suggestions on what cards to add for next year's ballot as well, for the 15 new cards added to the ballot. So 10 cards that got added on, and the 5 cards that get bumped off, that's the 15 cards. And there you have it. There is your 2025 8th Annual Baseball Card Hall of Fame induction class. I hope you guys had a lot of fun. This was a huge event. It's 1,337 votes. I still can't believe that there was 1,337 votes. I was going to be thrilled just to crack 1,000. And I got to tell you that after 3 weeks, this was a 4-week event. And after the 3rd week, I was at 661 votes. But with the help of a lot of you guys out there, like Greg Midlife Sports Cards, and Darren Return to Collecting, and Chris Sewell, and Dylan Double D Vintage, really pushing on the last week, not only did I get above the 914 number from last year, and not only did I crack 1,000, but we got 1,337. So I don't know what kind of goal to reach for next year. 1,500, 2,000. Hell, let's go for $2,000 next year, right? Let's make this into a big thing. So I appreciate all your likes and comments. Thanks again for tuning in. Thanks for all your participation. Thanks for everything. I appreciate it. It was a wonderful 4 weeks. Look out for some more things to come in the near future with the Sports Card Hall of Fame Network. There's going to be a 3rd sport added. As you know, we have the Football Card Hall of Fame that I have Bart of Bart's Cards and Scott of Scotty Tradition run. There's going to be a Basketball Card Hall of Fame that's going to be announced in the next couple weeks, with a new committee member that myself and this new committee member that you'll see very soon, who will be running this new Basketball Card Hall of Fame. A lot of fun. Stay tuned for that. Until then, guys, I appreciate all your likes and comments. Thanks again. There is the 2025 Baseball Card Hall of Fame induction class. Thanks again, guys. See you next year. Bye-bye.